Hey guys, what's going on? It's your man Boris, and welcome to another episode of the TB Scouts podcast. Today is Monday, January 31st, and today just gonna basically go over one of the games I was able to see this past week, which was Bernie Champion versus Lemon. I'll go over the stats from that game, and then I'll just go over some of the upcoming games for this week. That should be pretty interesting. So, going to Friday's game, Bernie Champion versus Lemon. They played on Friday, January 28th, and final score of that game was 69 to 23. Yeah, pretty much a blowout. At the half, it was 36 to 9. But anyways, we will go over the stats because a couple of players had some good games. So let's go ahead and start with Bernie Champion. Leading scorer for this game was Jesse Pert. He came in with 17 points. He's followed by Braxton Burdick, who came in with 14 points. And tied for third, we have Braden Baum and Ryan Erdos. Both came in with 10 points. Just looking at some of the stats more in depth, we'll start with Jesse. Jesse had a pretty entertaining game, 17 points. He had a couple of in-game dunks, some three-pointers, made 3 of them. So let's just go through the line item for Jesse. He had 17 points. Overall from the field, he was 7 for 13. On his three-pointers, he was 3 for 6. So good job there on shooting threes. And total rebounds, he had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. I've noticed that Jesse's starting to get a couple more blocks and some plays on the defensive side. He had a block this game. He also had a pretty good block the game before as well. So overall, good game for Jesse. And coming in with 14 points is another 2022 Braxton Burdick. He came in with 14 points. And Braxton's stats, looks like overall from the field, Braxton was 4 for 10. He had 6 rebounds. Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like he had 9 rebounds. That was 6 defensive rebounds and 3 offensive rebounds for a total of 9 rebounds. So good job, Braxton. Braxton, like I mentioned before, he's a pretty strong player inside the paint there. So he fights for those loose balls and usually gets rebounds. So good job on getting 9 rebounds. Braxton had 9 assists, 5 steals, and that's it. So pretty good little stat sheet there for Braxton this game. And then with 10 points, again, was Braden Baum and Ryan Erdos. Both scored 10 points. So we'll look at Braden's stats. Braden had 10 points. Overall, he was 4 for 8 from the field. Braden had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. So pretty good. And then Ryan Erdos, he's probably the youngest of the group. And Ryan came in with 10 points. Overall from the field, he was 5 for 7. So if you don't know, Ryan is he's the biggest player on the team, and pretty efficient from inside the paint. He doesn't miss much. So overall, he was 5 for 7 from the field, real efficient there, and looks like he had 1 rebound. So. All right. So that wraps up the stats for Champion. And then on Lemon, I didn't really know too many players on Lemon's team. The top scorer had 8 points. Again, the whole team only scored 23 points the whole game. So top player is Jordan Delgado with 8 points. With 7 points is Bobby Melgarejo, it looks like. And then looks like Joshua Gordon had 3 points. So that's pretty much it for the stats. I mean, the game was kind of a blowout, but hey, a win is a win, right? And some of the comments from some of the people in the stand is that, someone made the comment that San Antonio has a lot of good teams. And it puts it all into perspective, right? Because I know a lot of times we San Antonians compare ourselves to the Dallas and the Houston market, and we're considered small, but sometimes when outside teams come in to San Antonio from smaller towns, they're pretty amazed by our talent. So that's always good to hear. All right. So enough about that game. Let's talk about some of the upcoming games for this week. Tomorrow, which is going to be Tuesday, February 1st at 6:45 p.m., Bernie Champion will play against Seguin. This is going to be an away game for Champion, so they'll be in Seguin Tuesday, February 1st at 6:45 p.m. Also, tomorrow we have Steel versus New Braunfels. They're going to play at 7 o'clock p.m. On Tuesday, tomorrow as well, we're going to have Clemens versus Smithson Valley. They play at 7 o'clock. And then on Wednesday, February 2nd, O'Connor will play against Warren at 6 p.m. And Brennan will play against Taft at 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, February 5th, Central Catholic will play against Antonian at 5 o'clock p.m. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of the podcast. I want to say thanks for tuning in. And thank you for always supporting the channel. Also, I want to give a quick shout out. During the month of January, I hosted a series of TBScouts unsigned senior workouts for some of the players that are just unsigned right now, or any players that were looking just to get a little bit more exposure. I live streamed the whole each one of the workouts. We met for 3 weeks. It was on every Sunday, the last 3 Sundays in January. And it was a great turnout. After the second workout, I got a call from one coach who told me that some other college coaches were tuning in to the live streams, and they gave me some feedback, saying that they were watching the live stream and it looked like some of the players weren't giving it their all. So for the third and final workout, I took that feedback back to some of the players and just let them know that, people watch the live streams, college coaches in particular. So just kind of a tip for any of the players that are still looking to try to get as many offers as you can, trying to maximize your offers, trying to maximize your opportunities. Just know that video is a powerful thing. If you ever get the opportunity to play in events where they're being live streamed and things like that, know that college coaches are usually watching those live streams, and, you can get a little bit more exposure than what you probably think you're getting. So don't take those things for granted. Always play 100%. Always give it your effort, your best. Within boundaries, without, staying safe so you don't get injured or anything like that. But always give it your all. Always play hard, because those are the things that people look for when it comes to recruiting and scouting. So, again, that's going to wrap it up. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be coming out with another episode of the podcast here pretty soon after the, couple of games take place. But, again, thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Peace.